Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and with my players as always. I hope you're all having a happy holiday season, even though the world is falling apart, but hey ho, look for the silver linings, it's Dark Heresy night! If that's your silver lining, my heart goes out to you. If this is your silver lining of the week. But anyway, whilst I fuck around with my lights, last time, our crew had come back from the Underhive, and some time needed to be spent where they just discussed what's been going on, what's happening, and you know what happened in the fight, and so on and so forth. Some of these topics were brought up and dealt with, others not so much. However, towards the middle end of the episode, our group decided to go about their business in other places. One of the groups had the bright idea of talking to Noella. Marvellous, didn't that work out well? After...
I mean, we do have war blood to sell out as sanctified by a priest.
Yes.
Don't contest, but details.
Speaks to Nurgle behind shoulder. Yes. As Noella tried to use her power, unfortunately, a little bit of a fuck up happened. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Blood rain started to pour down, and an unnatural wind blew through the building. Freaked a lot of the NPCs out. Fortunately, I was going to say Mephistos then, but his name's certainly not Mephistos. It's Festus. Festus, our Ministorum priest. Yeah, preacher kind of works as well. Picked up on the situation and told some bullshit, and the NPCs kind of believed it. And then, yeah, Ezio gathered up, said warpy blood into bottles, and has labelled them quite well, I believe. I think he has a plus 30 or 40 to convincing people that this is legitimate, sanctified, holy blood from somewhere.
It's plus 30, and Ezio also believes it.
Plus 30. Marvellous. Well, you're going to be very disenfranchised when one of the psychos lets out a fart and then it starts raining blood again, and there's no one there to convince you that it's. But fair enough. Easily
for future Ezio.
I mean, psychic farts are a different thing. They're a different result on that table.
Yeah.
Psychic farts can turn into, psychic whoopsies. Quite just a roll of a dice, as I found out. You think it was a little bit wet, and it turns out it was a demon. So anyway, after this kind of nonsense happened, our resident... Actually, what is he, our resident? He is kind of our resident face. He's at least a resident squad leader for this squad. Darius decided to look into getting medical equipment. After doing a deal with the rogue trader, he was then put over to the seneschal of the rogue trader, where Winters somehow managed to pull off a pretty amazing role and convinced the fuck, I just said his name, and now I just said what he is, the seneschal, to do an amazing deal for them. So I believe they have it was basically best quality. No, it wasn't best quality. It was good quality medical facilities that will be installed for them, will be delivered and installed for them by the Rogue Traders team. So, a number of things happened. I cut a lot of it out because it was a bit of a long episode. We now come back in the same day, because we didn't even pass up a day that episode, Ezio has kind of gone off to his bedroom. Or he's at least, it looks like he's about to leave. The blood has been cleared up. Most of the people,
glance at the bottling.
Most of the people are still in the same areas. The servitors have done a good job getting the mops out. We'll move them around to designate that they have worked. They have moved around, kind of. So if there's anything you guys want to pick up from last time, essentially just the blood has been cleared and people have like calmed down now. So it's kind of up to you where you all go with this.
If Nutella is too fucked up currently, I'll probably just help her to her room with Costello, but I don't think there's much I need to do right now.
Oh no, Nuella would have gone back to her old self, her weird old self, pretty much. After the event happens, she gets a bit of time to calm down. The servitors come by, and she's like, "Oh look, Bob's cleaning," and goes back to seeing smells and smelling colours, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
I seem to. Oh, that was it. That was the thing that I was forgetting, and my brain was screaming at me. You have 1.5 days until you're meeting with Ceres of the Poison Kiss.
Yep. Oh. I'm nodding.
Right. Medical shit is being organized, yada yada yada. Fuck, what else do we need to do?
So if you need a reminder of what operations you still have left,
Yes.
So you are to investigate the Scolam Terrenia in whatever way, shape, or form you wish. You are also to investigate and question the nobility. The prime candidate at the moment is Lord Hoffer, because he's the weirdest and the one you have the most dirt on at the moment. But there is also some funniness going on with the military one, who is too many names in this game. Far too many names.
Marsicus or something.
Yeah, Marsicus.
Accidentally turned out to be quite.
Yeah, it is Marsicus. It's a weird one. Tiberius Marsicus of House Marsicus, the military branch. So yeah, there were some odd things going on, but it wasn't like heresy going on. It's just, if you can look into there. So what you were told, what the Inquisitor told you guys, was that a load of assets were being moved around by a load of nobility within the Ultramar Segmentum, and it turns out that they had very distant links to the old nobility of the world that got purged. And a few of those assets and ships have been are heading towards this world, and that there are ties between that was a different matter entirely. There was another thing you meant to investigate, which is why I believe why you're talking to Ceres, which is the 2 guild ships and the rogue trader ship that are in orbit.
Yeah. What was it called? The Serpent's Herald.
Yes, that's a
Totally
rogue
not
trader ship.
ominous. Totally not ominous.
It's
And the
totally
other
fine,
ships
guys.
have the other ships have really retardo names because they're part of a hive's it's the SFAFRT ship. Onto the Stars, a cargo transport, and the SFAFRT ship, the Vagabonds Liberty, which is also a cargo ship.
Okay. Well. Hmm. What do you guys think then? What should we take a gander at?
Eh, The Skolham. I vote Skolham. They were busy with
Skolum's a good
aliens.
shout. As long as I'm not necessarily seen.
All of us have been seen there.
It also helps.
No, sorry, no. Winters hasn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
It also helps if
Liliana
people start
hasn't.
apart their Zenov books.
Technically speaking, I think the only one that was seriously compromised was someone, I'm not going to name names, but you all know who it is, who may or may not have fucked up a holy book.
So Liliana's the only one who had a disguise.
Not holy.
No, it wasn't just Liliana. It was Liliana and Mordecai had disguises.
Yeah, I had disguises, but I don't think
That's when I
That's
I
only,
did
hold up
my
that
disguise
well.
roll.
I can only remember
Yeah.
Liliana getting a really, really good roll. Like I remember
That's because I
Liliana's
did.
roll being really, really good. Oh, okay.
No, it was
Alright,
because
fair
I
enough.
did it.
Fair enough then. I knew that out of everyone.
Disguise kits.
I knew that everyone who went in there, Liliana was the one who didn't bring up any suspicion
Issues.
at first. Because I believe, my memory might be a bit off here, Ezio and Darius did enter as bodyguards. So you guys had suspicion on you because you're bodyguards. So obviously every other bodyguard or enforcer or they're all going to check you out and take in as much detail from you as possible because you're the ones that are likely to cause issues.
We're the ones with the guns.
You were also the most well behaved.
So yes, you can investigate the Skolam further. Again, you basically have full rights to do whatever you want. However, you cannot be caught. If you get caught by any official body and you actually have to give your inquisitorial identities away, this will compromise your inquisitor because he is currently rogue. So even the Inquisition do not actually know that he is on this world right now. The last time the Inquisition heard from him was he was over at the mining world and had done his last job for the Ordos. So he then said to them, work all done, I'm officially going rogue. I will inform you what I've been doing once I come out of rogue operations. And then he came back to this world. So the only links for him are Ludwig's ship, the Lustful Maiden. So you have full authority to do whatever you want, just don't get caught. It's basically his line of thinking. The rogue trader will help you to a large degree getting around the hive if you do want to do anything, but just keep in mind he does still have to follow the law. So if you go around killing people, there's no guarantee he can get you out of it. But if you go around knocking people out, well, it might just be that you guys have to pay a fine and he'll get you out, you know.
Well, killing people without reason.
Yeah, okay, without reason. If you can make it look like that poor innocent sod was actually a mugger, even though he's dressed in frail Skolam robes, like, oh, I'm so old, and a teacher and a kiddly fiddler. It's all, you know.
What if we find Blueberry Dick?
You won't
technically
won't find that
speaking,
here. Not in the Skolam.
doesn't that kind of technically speaking means we should just act like we were doing the first time?
Well, you do have more assets at hand. So, for example, if you're doing it for a mission, you can request stuff if it's going to be lent back, if it's going to be given back. Much like in Only War, if there's specialist equipment that you need and the Inquisitor can get it for you, so long as it comes back, it's fine. So you have a few more options available to you. For example, if you need funds to be able to go, yes, look at this untraceable resource, that's something that can be provided through the Inquisition, so you're not actually putting your money in a briefcase and taking it down there. Obviously under the guise that you get it back. They get it back. As well as specialist equipment. So, for example, if there's anything you wanted to use that any of the Inquisitor's equipment, this would be a time when you can like say, look, we need extra firepower. Is there anything that you can provide? Or is there anything... Unfortunately, you will find in getting in contact with him is Squiffy, because he's doing shit. But Sergeant Kroon, she's in his gun cutter and she has complete authority to basically assist you lending stuff out of the armory. And you also have, it's not just Ludwig's ship now, the Emperor's Profiteer is there, so equipment borrowed from him is also a possibility. For example, if you do want to try and jump out of a shuttle and land, you know, on the top of the building to do espionage shit, they probably have equipment they can lend to you, rather than you actually having, you know, shuttles and, you know, all this other stuff, pilots.
So about that rope.
What?
Huh? What?
Jesus Christ, I already forgot how much trouble we had because we didn't have rope.
Yeah.
Oh, robe. I thought you said robe.
Yeah, this is rope.
Rope.
I heard rope. I'm with you, Jim. I heard it.
Thank
I'm
you.
also not remembering what the rope was about. What do we need rope for again?
You were in the bottom floor.
This is a problem for the upper floor people. They couldn't get down.
Oh, yeah. Just go to a fucking market and buy some rope.
This is why you see Ezio in his bed with an IV.
Don't requisition specialist like high-grade rope. Just get some rope. It's like a credit.
I'm joking. Come on.
So, you have been brought over to the Hive map. I actually completely forgot to put a marker down for the Skolam. So we're going to use the Acid Riots marker because they're dead. They are no more. So we can just use theirs.
It's basically the Acid Riot, isn't it?
No, not at all. Completely different organisation. So they're kind of here. They're technically a little bit lower.
Did we really go up that high to get them?
No, the Skolam. Yeah, the Skolam's right the way up. It's it's been stretched out. Fine, we'll make it fat. There we go. We'll make it fat. The Skolam's in the middle. It's directly in the middle of the middle hive and the upper hive. So, Winters, you weren't here for this, so the group kind of comes round and shows you a map and a layout and describes what they've seen. So, as you come into the middle section, this is where basically this is where the hive has developed. So there are areas of really nice looking buildings that were old spires that have just been refitted as the hive has grown in height. The Skolam is off the main streets as you come up, and it's in a much older part of this particular floor. Security is fairly high in this area. There are enforcers that march about and keep the peace and so on. The building itself is very old and Gothic looking. It's that typical kind of our time, really Gothic looking church stroke estate manor with these large towers that go up. But it's dilapidated. It hasn't been looked after. The windows going up, probably, I think I said it was like 4 or 5 floors, are all barred on the outside, I believe it was. I think it was the outside. Are all barred on the outside. Like, this building looks like it's been fortified, but not in the traditional manner. You know, a hive spire building or an upper hive, or again, some upper middle hive areas will have lockdown shields, like armor-plated shields that come over in times of riot and things like this, things like that. This building seems to have had like our world reinforcements on it, rather than the armored sheets that come down over windows and soft points of the building. The team can tell you that there's basically a regiment that seems to happen, or more Ezio comes in at this point because he did more time actually watching the building itself. That there's a kind of a regiment, like every day around the same given time, 2 of the tutors will come out in grey robes, and they'll be followed by about 15 or 20. We're talking about 7 years in age. So just a line of little kids in really tattered, thick, but like of a Hessian weave, a really cheap cloth material, small grey robes, and they were walking barefooted. They would head out into the market area on this floor, and they would come back with supplies. All the supplies were marked as official Adeptus Administratum aid packages. And I think that's all. No. So the group also went and did a a really weird come and have a look at the children day, where basically the Skolam puts on a day where they open up to the public, kind of, but it's more to manufactorum owners. So factory workers, people who need to employ educated workers will come in, and they'll see how the children are trained, how they're educated, and they'll meet the older young adults. Normally you get to an age where you're of maturity. This is where you can enlist to the guard, where you can get jobs and do all of this stuff and get paid as an adult. That's basically what they do here. They train kids up till they're an adult, and then someone comes along and buys their work permits, and then they'll go and work for lots of different places. The guys did look into the data reels for this place, and they found that some of the children were genuinely going off and getting jobs in normal work. However, they did find that there are a number of children that are going missing. Like, so every year they'll say that 5 children were employed by this person, yet that person only took 4 children. So there's always like 1 or 2 that are spirited away.
Wait,
and then
hang on. As in, they pay for 5 but only take 4?
they are given the documentation, or the documentation goes through to the administratum that someone has bought 5, but when they looked into their document, it said they had only got 4. So a small discrepancy in the paperwork that the administratum would easily overlook. It's only because you're in Inquisition that you can scrutinize the paper trail more, that you can link these parts together.
Okay.
And I believe I'm and so to the party, in case I drop something that I shouldn't, is there anything I've missed out from your guys' remembrance of an awful lot of shit?
We're also pretty convinced that they have something to do with Xenos, right? Or is that just me?
They have something to do with Xenos. They have a cult fucking chapel. Chapel doesn't actually have any pictures of the Emperor, but some weird saints. And and the book. Never forget the book.
We will never forget the.
And no one will
Book, I
ever
must
let
get the rest
book
of it.
live
I mean,
and
what?
die. It's probably still under your fucking bed.
No, I gave it to the Inquisitor.
Oh, okay.
If I'm remembering things correctly, the book wasn't straight up heretical. The thing about the book was that instead of being xenophobic, it was actually saying that some Xeno species were actually okay, and some of this was basically, let's say, the Bible, but with tiny little things, so demons are not that bad.
It was
Yes.
suspicious enough to be iffy.
They're just spicy friends.
So the group haven't mentioned the part that I was thinking of, so that's good. That maybe I was going to give something away. So this is good.
Oh, maybe I'm going on a limb. That's the child Jim knows.
Yep,
Was that mentioned?
The child that Jim
I don't
knows.
believe so.
Oh, right, yeah.
Jim
So
Newton.
Yeah,
one of the
there is a kid.
That's something
Yeah.
you forgot.
no, it is marked
There's
down.
a kid.
It's just a very small detail. It wasn't the one I was thinking.
Don't remember if she was. I think she was the daughter from the first bar we were having in, the one that got burned down.
No, the Poison Kiss. The
And-
Poison Kiss bar, not the first.
Was it the
one we
Poison
were
Kiss
in.
bar?
Yeah, it was. She was from the Poison Kiss bar. She was one of the girls that the Poison Kiss was looking after. In the Emperor's Eagle? No, the Thirsty Eagle. That's it. Mary. Mary, small girl, looks up to Tiffany.
Yeah.
MIA in 026.998 M41. Holy shit, she's been missing. She's been with them for a while now.
Yep.
Sure, that won't have any
we
negative effect on her.
We did tell the Poison Kiss where she was, because when we found out, we were basically like, look, yo, she's over here.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing, like, she's an orphan girl who, so as soon as the Skolam takes them in, they can't go there and say, "Hi, we're a gang, that's our bitch." Jeez.
I mean, if I remember correctly,
She
too,
also
it wasn't.
technically getting education as well.
Yep.
Wasn't
That's
she
why
let
they
go
can't do
by the
anything.
gang? Wasn't she let go by the gang? The
No,
gang, this might be-
no, she wasn't
Well,
let go by the gang.
told her.
It's just they can't do it. You're talking about an underhive gang. So if this little girl is now up here, you're talking about people from down here going, yes, no, we need to take her away from that awful life up in the sky. You know,
It's more along the lines that should anyone ever feel like it, they know where to look for her and how to keep tabs on her. Is what I'm thinking of.
She's
Because
been there for
I think one of the
nearly.
things we even discussed. What was that?
She's been there for nearly 290 90, 283 days. Yeah. Opening up that mind.
Holy shit, that
Opening up
long?
that mind. Oh yeah.
I forgot how long we were away for. Jesus.
Don't forget, we've been fucking gone for almost a tearing year.
You're on
Holy shit.
314 days now.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Glorious.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have her come running at you, Allah Akbaring. It'll be glorious.
Oh no. No aloha snack bars.
Oh
no. Anyway.
Very
Oh, no.
example of a modern sister captain or whatever they're called in the sororitas.
Oh, no. So an awful lot happened in this place. So you don't really need to do any proper digging for information. It'll make your jobs a little bit easier. Can't remember if you know. No, I'm not going to say it. So it's basically up to you guys how you deal with the plan, how you move on forwards from here. Now, just for the if you want to shut this place down, if you go in, like, they should not be selling children. That's not how they're meant to be when they're registered by the administratum. So if you want to go in there and shut them down completely, that is something that you can do. It's just going to be difficult to do the paperwork for it, and that's where your issue is going to be, like, doing it legally, nicely, if that makes sense. Is that you can't tell anyone, right, we're Inquisition, shut this place down. You can, for example, bring to light their crimes to the Arbites and have them shut it down, or the secret police. But you don't actually know how to get hold of them.
How
The
big
issue
of
is
a
half the
place is...
Arbites here are corrupt as fuck anyway.
Well,
No.
there's only one proper Arbite left.
Yes.
Yeah, technically speaking, the only Arbite that is left is the one that we thought was okay.
He
He's
was allegedly alright.
so Jenny can tell you that his secretary or his assistant could only speak good of him, could only speak of how hard he works, how diligent he works. And I think you guys have seen him once or twice, and he's, like, done his job properly. Overworked, but done it properly. So yeah, and the other two are, well, one's dead because Darius is wearing his armor and using his riot gun.
Shotgun.
And the other one has gone missing. So he's not part of the Arbites anymore. So, yeah. You're pretty safe there.
How big of a place is this, Gollum?
I think it's around 3,000 children there in total. It's about
Big
4
multi-story
stories or 5 stories that the group got into. That's without the towers. And, like, think of Hogwarts, or think of, like, a boarding school. No, yeah, a traditional, hideous, Victorian boarding school. It's shot in black and white on a shitty camera, and it's just that kind of place. Tutors wise, the group could probably get all of the numbers for that. There's about 70 tutors, and these, for the most part, would have legitimate documentation. However, there's about 15 to 30, they are called rigorists. So they are the ones who deal with security, keeping the children, discipline is the one that I'm looking for here. Security, discipline, and there was another one, but I can't remember what it is. but yeah, there's about 30 of them, between 15 and 30 at any one given time. The rigorists, for the most part, I'm pretty sure they were called rigorists. For the most part, they seem to be either ex-guard or ex-bouncer or something along those lines. Sorry, not bouncer, bounty hunter. And they do all seem quite old.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Is there any schedule on the tutors that leave with the kids to get the supplies? Like, is it only normal tutors or is it only the rigorists?
It would be a tutor and a rigorist, as far as what Ezio could tell you. From the builds of them, there's always one smaller, older individual, and then there's always someone who's well built, but not in their prime anymore, and holds themselves and is more, twitchy, if it were, on the look constantly.
Also, we had a person with purple eyes and
Yes.
hover donations.
Yes, there is also a strange individual with purple eyes who keeps popping up.
That is another thing that I've been thinking. I actually want to check, and that is to see if we can go to Remy, to see if we can get surveillance equipment like the Rogue Trader had.
If we get surveillance equipment, that's something we could requisition.
Well, yeah, but something that we can get back to, so we can requisition the best quality ones. Easier.
Like the stuff that won't get picked up and
Yeah, the stuff we can
found and-
requisition.
Yeah.
I already have a. I think Mordecai still has it because I lent it to him. A vid capture.
I have my own.
Yeah,
I got
you
two
have the
of my own.
you have the photograph one, and I had the video one. I gave you the video one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
The
You gave me the video one.
Mordecai's one is like best quality. It takes holographic. It takes holographic
two
photos.
picked ones.
Mhm.
I had a holographic one and a non-holographic one for picked.
This is kind of because I'm a guard, but I kind of want to look into what the guard house is doing, because if they're part of this plot or the supposed plot or some shit with the Skolum, and there's a mustering going on, that could be a lot of potential cultists.
I am nodding my head in agreement.
You can do that. That will be more strolling through the archives kind of work at the moment, because you haven't got anywhere to go with them. Unless you were like, fuck it, let's try and disguise ourselves and go and have a look at his house.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Nobility. That's something that you can attempt if you can blag it.
Although we did talk when I was talking to the NPCs yesterday, last time when we got back from the mission, they said that recruiters actually showed up to our bar, went to the locals, and stayed clear of outsiders. That could be because they definitely fucking look like outsiders, but at the same time, maybe there could be a reason behind it.
So yes, they were the recruiters for the new founding.
Yeah,
that is a way that you could go about it. The other way is like I said, trying to blag it through the official channels, but basically through the Rogue Traders official channels, to try and meet him.
I'm not the best at cogitates and stuff. So I would, if I could I delegate that to some of the scribes we have working for us? That scribe acolyte, and
By all
perhaps the
means.
noble.
By all means, you can delegate tasks to the rest of the Inquisitorial teams.
Because we literally do have 2 additional squads that are doing fuck all at the moment. They're just sitting around making the tab.
I mean, we are charging them, right?
No,
Why?
because they're our friends, and they're also part of our fucking squad mates.
Yes, and this is our business. Business is
This is the
business.
Inquisition's business now, after we got inducted properly, remember?
Fair enough.
Inquisition. We're not going to start charging our own members for money. Otherwise, Inquisitor might just look at, oh, I mean, you technically all work for us, and this is all just business. So why don't you start paying me for, just living?
So I actually think if we can get a couple of ideas of what we need to do, we could send some of the other acolytes in on a few of the jobs, or at least have them come with us for some. Get some of their skills that we don't have.
Yeah, no, by all means, you can do that
that
as you
would be
wish.
true.
So Castella is basically going to hit the archives, and
think
you can
over.
let her know what you want her to look for.
Everything.
Can we have someone keep a lookout on the Golem? Just try and make as much of a sense out of their schedule as possible just from watching from afar?
Sure. On your microbead, you hear 2 taps.
I have a smile on my face as I realize I can.
Resident Friend Ninja will take care of that.
Sneaky little kid.
Indeed.
So that guy's going to be watching the Golem.
Jesus
I
Christ.
think
I
So,
like him.
so as
He's creepy as all shit, but I like him.
as you hear
Really
two
creepy.
clicks come through, you'll give you a little smile like, yeah, that's gonna work out well. You hear from outside, by the throne! Who's that in the window? He's leaving like Spider-Man!
It's both
your
well.
fault. It's your fault. Face bombs.
You got a 97. I was like, so how am I gonna devastate him? I know. He just opens up a window and jumps out.
We turn around and he's sitting there. You know the way there's like windows above the fucking main door? He's just sitting there pressed against us as close as he can, staring.
Like a super creepy little fucker.
Devastating. Devastating. Oh well, Nuffle didn't want him to have it, so we'll see how well he does later on. So actually I will put his token. Sure, we'll put his token on the map just so we know. Right, they're all on jobs or looking into jobs. Cool. So if they're going to look into the military family, and you've got one keeping an eye on the Skolam, how do you want to proceed? Are you going to move on with the Skolam first as an operation, and have the NPCs work on the military or the background, trolling through the records shit?
All the records and surveillance can be done by the NPCs at the moment, so it's troll through the records. Is the Arbite any good at cogitates and crap? I think he was last time.
He's gonna
you
essentially
think
look
he would be
into.
able-
Go ahead, Ezio.
Do you think we would be able to use the priest for an ecclesiarchal inspection? Or would that be too out there?
That actually reminds me, I need to get a hold of something. I need the priest to help me with it.
It is possible if Castella does, because Castella's the administratum, so she could potentially, or she has a higher chance of forging documents that look like they're from the administratum, saying that the ecclesiarchy has to perform a routine check, as it were, and using inquisitorial means, you can get that into the system, so it looks official on both ends. But that would mean Castella would have to do that for today, or would have to do that for a day instead.
Yeah.
The Arbite is going to try and use his nobility links to try and get a meeting with a member of the noble house Marcella, whatever it was, Marsilia, whatever. So yeah, that's what they can do. So yeah, it's more of how you guys want to go about dealing with the Skolam. You can utilize the priest, the preacher, as an NPC to take along with you to lend some legitimacy to investigating. So we'll move him over as a possible. Outdoor saboteur. We don't need you there.
Wait, where?
Oh, so I'm moving them around on the map for my own use.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know you guys are on the well, yeah, I suppose I could bring you back over to the other map. I don't have to leave you sequestered over there. Yeah, we'll go there.
What else? That's something I want to do with that.
Ninja guy, try and find if there's any. I want to say subterranean, but it's not really underground, is it? Just lower
Sewer
chambers.
access. Sewers or basements?
Yes.
Subfloors, you mean?
Yes.
Sure. He can see what he can do.
Another one is you could ask some of the tech priests to find building plans. We have more tech priests at our disposal now. It'll give us a rough idea of stuff that's not being modified. We did that. We did the same thing with Jenny when we posed as not adepts but generic staff.
Mechanicus?
Yeah, just generic mechanical staff.
Tricky
We actually still have those
yeah.
boiler suits.
We do, actually.
Ooh.
But here's the thing, though. Technically speaking, now we have legit tech priests, like 5 of them.
I mean, don't forget, Jenny was a tech priest.
Yeah,
She
that's what
just
I mean.
looked like an ass here.
I know we made fun of her, but like, I know. But like again, Winters, VV, Jenny, Saris, the other guy, 5 Mechanicus dudes right there.
Okay, look, I like Mechanicus. It's not. It's not my
I
fault.
don't know what you would you. I don't know what to call a congregation of Mechanicus people, but if there are 5 tech priests, why not a few more in there? Being us, the skies, to just slip them right through.
So, Darius, you can acquire what you wish, but he's kind of old school, so you'd have to copy it out in the evening.
That's all right.
Okay, so the next like fair few evenings is going to take you like at least 10 evenings you'll be spending writing pages. As Festus kind of whips your hand because you're not doing it right. Must do it with more passion, soul. I don't even know if that's Festus's voice, and it's not. I am too old for this. That's the one.
It has
You
been
must do it with more
16 years
soul.
since I've actually had to write something in a fucking book. Calm down. Probably longer than that, actually.
Your handwriting is disgraceful.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, but you can definitely acquire that. That's fine.
He should be thankful he doesn't have to live with my writing.
You should see my real world writing. It's awful. You have, actually.
Yes, it's better than mine.
I would raise the trump card and say I'm sure yours are all more legible than mine. So, why is he's written dinosaur? Who knows? So yeah, sure. You can look into that as another plan. You guys have already got surveillance equipment. Technically, you've already got a disguise kit, although I think there are uses on it.
Technically speaking, and now I also have shaped flesh.
Oh god. I don't have to use the disguise kits anymore. You don't want my
No,
fabulous
go.
42 deceive. Sorry, 47 deceive.
Because and now with shape flesh, I can literally alter myself. I just can't mimic others, but I can alter myself entirely how I choose. I think I can also alter other people. Yeah, myself or an organic target that I can physically touch. So technically speaking, I could disguise any of you now.
Yeah, keep your witchery away from me, please.
Worry not,
Okay.
friend. I'll bring back Dick Boobs Girl again.
No.
Come here, Darius. I need to do a test.
The only thing I can do for the building side of it is to reveal the map of the Skolam. I'm just checking now.
So we can actually get the plan and stuff, right?
I had to do some really, really weird shit with this map. I
If
did
you
something
make
cool.
make a copy,
yeah,
and then just so you don't move everything off it.
And make a copy, but actually copy everything. Yes, that actually worked. Now, does it work in the way that I want it to work? Because I did something really weird with this map because I was experimenting. I was like all excited. So hopefully it works. Because I've done it with 2 other maps now. So if it doesn't, I'll be very disappointed. Very disappointed. It's going to be a bit janky on the old showy side, but right. Let's bring you over to the copy. So the tech homies go to work, and like you said, there's so many of them now. It's not difficult.
Jesus Christ.
They bring forth.
That is a surprisingly small building for a 3,000 pupil school.
Yes, the miracle of maps for these sorts of games. There are many. Look, it's difficult, all right.
It's fine.
Trying to find all the maps.
Looks good.
It looks good, and I can do cool shit
man,
like this. So to back.
If Doctor Who can do it, so can we in 40k.
You have a dome in the middle, which seems to have. Ignore the graphics. It's a library. I couldn't change the floor. And then you can go through. Hang on, it's to back, isn't it? Through the levels. So there would be big side buildings that house the kids. Just unfortunately, apparently they were added at a later date. This is the main building.
Think of this as like a side room that is just as high, perhaps, or
yeah, pretty much. The building has been added on to, and they don't have the plans for that. But it seems to be just for the children to sleep in. and then I want to go to back, and it brings up the bottom floor for the group.
That actually is.
for the group. Last time you came in to this area. This is where all the children were doing tasks.
Yeah.
And then, oh god, this may start getting a bit difficult when I need to go through different floors. So to back. Last time, and you'll have to use a bit of world of imagination. Last time I think Mordecai came up to here. So ignore the bedroom, which he didn't notice there was another door attached, which had a bedroom inside. Silence, everyone. This is the area where the book was placed. But on the plans, it shows that it was meant to be a library. So that's another reason why things won't look quite right, because you're looking at plans, although the plans will turn out to be more accurate than what I described, because they always are. Now I think I can go backwards. So if I put... Actually, I really don't want to try that. No, I'm not going to try it. I'm just going to go this way. There we go. So yeah, by the later part of the day, you basically have the plans, and you can more or less add on to this what you like. And as for reference, I can add on at least something. See, I was going to also turn on dynamic lighting onto this map, but then after how it's been going in Rogue Trader, I was like, no, I don't. There you go. This kind of works. So there's kind of sort of maybe.
Yeah.
So there's like two of these size buildings that have been added on top and bottom. No, I fucked up and picked something up. I should not. Get down there.
There you go.
There we go. And it's marked down on the plans. One's boys and one's girls.
Right. Oh. Hmm.
Are the buildings the same size?
Yes, for the boys and girls dormitories, they are.
Is it possible to keep track of kids that are sold off and those that disappear? Like, do they leave the building and then just don't come back, or do they just
So
poof?
what normally happens is they'll have an event where the kids have got of age. There's enough of them to sell. Kind of cruel, but anyway. And what they'll then do is they'll have basically a big party where all the kids will be shown off to buyers, basically, and they'll buy their there is a word for it. It's like your work writ or something along those lines. And that happens maybe 2-3 times a year, depending on how many kids have reached 18. So they're now adults. They can be sold off. But again, it's like let's say a manufactorum owner needs someone to do the paperwork, so he needs an accountant, basically. That's when you'd go to a manufactorum, so you'd get someone who has been trained to do accountancy. The other alternative, which is more expensive, is to go to the administratum and hire someone who's been trained by the administratum. This is just another way around it. And this particular scolum is not a well-known one. It's not the Schola Progenia, which does sororitas and commissars and stormtroopers, I seem to remember from somewhere. This is just a shitty one where you can pick up kids who know enough to be able to be taught Medicaid, for example. They're not going to be good doctors who work on nobles, but they'll be good enough to heal mid-habbers.
So,
you would
is
need
it possible to
look
track
into
down
it.
where the kids disappear? Like, at which point do they go poof?
Oh, the ones that disappear, it will be one of these nights. Someone will come in, they'll sign the contracts for them, and then the kids get told, right, pack up your things, your contracts have been sold, you're working for this group now. The team haven't seen one of these nights, so they don't know exactly how they disappear. But on paper, it definitely seems as if, as far as the administratum are concerned, they have been sold into gainful employment. They are on to the career path, if you will, in the Imperium.
Okay, so the way I understood it is our priority here is to figure out what are they doing with the kids. And to do that, we need to figure out where the fuck are the kids.
So, the book is the other part, which the book in itself, like the team said, isn't truly heretical, but it's the way of breaking dogma, of opening the mind to accepting things that you've been told all your life is wrong. That's something that he does want you to look into. It's just how you want to go about doing it. Now, you can technically, like he said, go any route you want. If you want to dress up and storm the building and grab documents and run out screaming, as long as the enforcers don't catch you, it's technically acceptable. If you want to go in there and sneak in and steal pages from their holy book again by ripping them out and running out and out the door, you can. It's entirely up to you. We were going to have Castella basically look into this. She uses her ability and gets like 6 degrees of success. So she can tell you that there would be another registered day of sale in about a month's time. So about 30 days. There should be another big day when lots of manufactorum workers and some servants of nobility will turn up and look for apprentices. Weird way. The group does know they do private audiences as well, as long as you are wealthy enough. Excuse me, as long as you're wealthy enough.
So, I don't want to make this call by myself, so group will have to talk about it, and I want to figure out where the missing kids are, because if we know that, we know what they're doing.
Well, they're given new identities when they leave. When they come of age and they leave, they are, well, we're theorizing they get different identities.
Yeah, but they're buying 5 according to administratum papers, but only 4 are leaving with them. Where the is the 5th kid?
Yeah.
That's what I want to figure out. Because if we figure out why they're doing it, we can better stop them.
That.
We did find some of the ships they were supposedly shipping out on.
Weren't we at some point on the trail of one of those ships?
Yes. Because it was at the Tyrannid planet.
Yep. It's one of those manufactorum. Not manufactorum. It was one of the local ships that brought the.
Not that one.
It wasn't No,
Not that one.
wasn't that one?
Not that one. You're close, but not that one.
Oh, was it corn? The cornfields one.
Okay, I you may have remembered it. I may not have told you. I can't quite remember now. But John and whatever his name was, the ones that nearly killed you guys. They were from the Skolum. John and Mark, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the fucking cultists.
The ones who so they seemed very professional. Like they were the ones with chainswords that nearly fucking killed some of you. That was the session after Winters. I think you turned up at the massacre. The 2 individuals there, I believe team had tracked down because they were on the ship. They had been sent out, and they didn't really look like they had been trained, to type letters all day long or do numbers all day long.
Yeah, they didn't bring out their best for that from the public one.
It was mainly the children they brought out, and to show off how well the education and the discipline and things of that nature. So they're all the younger ones.
Primarily, the good ones were at the front, with the ones that were basically learning at the back, so they'd be less noticed. If I'm right.
Yes, they had, of the younger ones, of the younglings, they had the smartest and brightest at the front, and then the other ones that are still getting an education, but to show we have all we cater for all clientele, kind of a deal. So yeah, the missing ones, the ones that, and again, every time they sell a load of a load of apprenticeship notes of mark are purchased, selling children or young adults. If they sell 30 on paper, they've probably sold 35 in reality, and 5 have just disappeared in the paperwork. How they're getting them off world is, well, basically smuggling. But they definitely are not being trained to pour tea and so on.
Oh, if we could get... I guess that's another one for the ninja. If you can get a hold of either identity or some information of a recent client to see what they've done with the kids, it could go nowhere though. That's the only thing. Shit.
I mean, so technically, like they are registered to the administratum. They get official government aid from the state. So what you mentioned about having Festus go in and you guys going in with Festus to do an inspection isn't far off. You genuinely, either the administratum or the ecclesiarchy could do that. So that would give you another way in to basically have a private inspection, private meet and greet.
I quite like that idea. Yeah.
The other option is, you know, saying that you're prospective buyers from a rogue trader ship, showing your ident chits, and going in that way. But you will have to be able to show off that you have the funds to be able to warrant such attention.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, we proved that once before, so it should be easier.
Yes, but
that was an open day.
That was our. Yeah, that was also already an open day. That was our what do you call it?
That was an open day, right?
And your aliases
right.
as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So there are lots of
still
different options you can go for. Your team just needs to pick one to go down, basically.
I kind of like the Festus idea.
Okay. Can we see if we can get that kind of booked, I suppose? Not booked, but set up so it's somewhat official, so if they do make pull out paperwork and shit.
Yeah. So essentially,
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if anyone asked this already, because I had to leave for a second. I don't remember. Do they have cameras inside
Yes.
their facility?
Yes.
Is it an internal circuit, or do we have access to those?
No, you do not have access to them. It does appear to be an internal system.
Closed circuit. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, closed circuit system.
Yeah, good idea to tap into that somehow.
So to tap into that, you would need to actually get into
Inside.
the building to apply the, I think it's called a data leech or a data siphon. There is a 40k term for it, but it does have to be installed. You guys did install one, or Jenny did, but that was on a open. That was on the Hive's camera system, not an individual.
It was a gang in the lower Hive that was tapping into the literal Hive power network just to power their drug base.
I mean,
exactly.
The thing is,
Then we killed everyone.
if we do intend to go in anyway, versus using Festus, which I quite like the idea of, we could always just do that too along the way. We just need a leech.
You could, but it would be above suspicious for a tech priest to be seen with an ecclesiarchy member doing an inspection. So someone else would have to do it, or you'd have to disguise a tech priest, which unfortunately is a very difficult thing. They have got many augments that make it difficult, but it's not impossible.
I don't think disguising the tech priest is the best idea, because, like you said so yourself, tech priests are kind of hard to hide. I don't know if Winters has any. The octopus thingy, I forgot the name. Mechadendrites, but even then, she has metal all over her, right?
I don't have any actual cyber limbs.
You don't?
It would just be the electrograph tattoos, the
And the
protection,
ferric lore
foil,
stuff.
ferric law stuff.
I-
So
Which
it's
one,
not.
but again, if
implemented weapon?
What?
Not an implemented weapon. What the hell did you call it?
Oh, right,
Integrated
yes.
weapon? Yeah, that's a that like hooks onto your back essentially, or your arm and shit.
So it's not, strictly. I think if it's in the chest cavity opens up and it comes out, which is quite hilarious. It's not impossible to hide, to disguise Winters. It's just there are negatives to it because tech priest. You've got to cover up the arms, the legs, the face. You've got to make sure they don't see any of this. You've got to change the mannerisms. You're not praising the Omnisire every moment. Instead you're praising the God Emperor. That's a bit weird. So yeah, there's negatives to it, but that's all. So it can be done, or someone else can install the device. So again, these are all possible things you could do. As for time to get it sorted, it's going to take Castella 2 days to basically use her ability twice to get the paperwork looking legit, and then getting it into the system in a legitimate way, which will probably take one of the tech priests to help her actually hack into the system.
Okay.
So I'll just move a tech priest over there. We'll do Festus. No one likes Festus. Is it Festus? No, it's not Festus. Rather, that's the priest. It's whatever his name is.
I like Festus. He's a good priest.
No, it's not. It's the tech priest, the one that no one likes because he's a Puritan.
Did I get healed? I did get healed.
You
Didn't
me?
I?
Venerai? I think it's Venerai. Yeah, the puritanical tech priest. No one really likes him. Okay, so sure, you can do that. You can do that. So yeah, it's going to take you 2 days to get the paperwork and documentation up and running. When do you want to start the inspection? Do you want it in 2 days, or do you want it set for 3 days, a week from now?
I think when we get the paperwork in order, give us a day to get prepped. Get this. Well, we need to get disguises and stuff prepped up now.
Yeah.
And give us a day to just get everything organized and get basically not scripts, but
Story straight.
So it's the 14th today. That you're kind of going late into the night with the planning of what's going on. So it's the 14th now. So you saying on the 16th you want the operation to begin, or do you want to have an extra day? Because on the 16th when you're meeting Ceres.
yeah, 16th when we're meeting Sarah. So the day after, or maybe the day after that. Say 17th?
Yeah, sounds good.
Unless we need to recover from the meeting.
Sure, that works.
Let's go 17th. So 2 days, the paperwork should be ready. We're having our meeting. When we get back from the meeting, we have enough time to get rested and then go on the inspection.
So we're going for the 17th for the date of this. Okay. Oh, now I've got to add things. I don't like adding things. I have to update the dates.
I risk
of
opening
things.
it. I'm gonna risk opening it. Yeah.
It does seem to work. It may be a bit funny
fine.
now,
Just-
because I'm adding to it, but
It's there is nothing else in there.
oh, it's because I've got everything under GM notes. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just we have the start date and a card date. So
yeah. Funny. Oh, I know why I did that.
remember last time?
Because I
used
don't want
try
to
and
add
click
my,
that
my
and it
writing.
crashed like you rolled
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, that was the fantasy one. I still can't open it. I had to start up a new one, so I was like, okay, let's carry on from here. The last date was that. Okay, so we carried on from that date. Cool. So I need to find Ceres's name. Ceres Nightshade. How edgy. Come here, my dear. I don't actually think that's her name. I think that's just her gang name. Which is why I'm currently questioning my life. Did I give her another name? Oh no. No, I didn't. Never mind. So on the 16th, you got a meeting with Ceres.
Yep.
You know, I've noticed a pattern of Ceres everywhere.
There's only two. There's only two in my game so far. We have a Ceres Nightshade and we have a Ceres Ceres Victoria Mantorus.
I mean, it's not that I mind. It's just that there were two Tiffanys too at some point.
That was two different worlds. We had a Tiffany on a Tuesday and a Tiffany on a Thursday.
That's such a stupid way to put it.
In fact, so far I have been fairly good with my names. We've got a couple of Jacks, I think. Got a couple of Jacks.
Yeah, I think Jack is actually the most at the moment.
But yeah, there's
Regardless.
a lot of other names. It's just they only came up once or twice and then never got used again. So what are we doing on? We're going after the Skolam, so I need the Skolam's name. So why can't I find it?
Skullum Terraria.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spell that every time the same, so I have to copy and paste it. Otherwise, I've got like 17 different ways of spelling it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is this? No, it's not. Did I put it on? There it is. God, that's a horrible word. Meh. Right.
I just
Skolam Terraria.
Skullum.
I'm sure that's going to turn red any moment. Oh, yep, turned red. Turned red. This is why I didn't let you guys see my dates. Ah, glorious. Okay, yeah, sure. So, I don't think you need anything for the meeting with Ceres. Only what you're going to ask her. And what things she can do for you. Whereas for the Skolam, pretty much. So you want to go in as assistants for Festus. Well, Festus has all the gear he really needs if he's going in ecclesiastical preacher style. If you guys want to get like robes and things like that, I think it's probably only going to cost you 15 thrones each to get a... Well, it depends on how you want to go in. I know you can buy more official looking clothes, because there is like ecclesiastical garb you can get.
Yeah.
I was in the right place. Core rule book. That's the one. So I'm pretty sure it says it under tools. Under is it services? like you wouldn't have to pay full price because you're only getting like servants outfits, not servants, like basically what Jurgen is in the other campaign. He's just a lowly assistant.
Oh yeah. I forgot about Jurgen for a second there.
I did call him Jurgen. I was like, Jurgen. No, that's not right. Jurgen.
Forgive me for not remembering. Who's Jurgen again?
God damn it. It's a Civ.
Devastation. It's a Civ game. This was my preacher.
Alright.
You are one of my flock.
Sorry.
Come up to my bosom,
Am
my
I?
child.
I'm pretty sure you know that one.
No, because you're a filthy heretic. You picked up heretical gear. Picked up
I'm not a heretic.
ammo
I'm a
that was,
survivalist.
you picked up ammo that was being touched by a heretic. You are blaspheming for some weird logic. God damn it! I've only got clothing here. So short yet. Oh god, it doesn't even. No, it says various, so it must be underneath clothing where it gives me the prices. Is it? Of course, it's fucking not. Okay, so we'll call it like 15 thrones, 15, 20 thrones, for you to get yourself a set of robes each, I suppose. Who would be going? Are you all going on this mission?
I'm going.
Yeah, if I bring you back over to the bar. And you can kind of position yourselves under Festus, which is only the right place for you dirty heretics. None of you as pure as he is, purest of the pure. Although he's working for a heretical Inquisitor. He told him that a heretic read the good book. How dare he? The swine, I shall blaspheme him. I shall excommunicatus him. So we're definitely taking a Darius. Are we definitely taking a Winters on this?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to disguise Winters though. That's the only issue.
What up are we going on?
We're planning for
This is who's
infiltration.
going on the. This is who's going on infiltration with Festus. So Festus is going in under the guise of a Ministorum inspection, and we're going to be aides or bodyguards.
I mean, we were already bodyguards before, so...
That kind of bodyguard for a preacher in the part of the hive that you're in, it would be light. You would not be expected to carry long arms. Rifles, shit like that would definitely be a no-no. Pistols, as long as you keep them concealed, would be acceptable. It's more beating weapons to beat back the beloved worshippers of the Emperor. Back, you heathens! Back! Filthy peasants!
Bap the holy book in the side then.
So what you're telling me is that this time I have to cosplay as a nun.
It's sister battle. It's why the good book is on a chain in 40k. It's not to stop it being nicked. It's too big to be nicked. It's so you can beat the fucking back, you filthy peasants. Back. It works as a flail as well.
So
the good book says back.
I'm all for it, but I don't think
your beating sticks that you all got, all but Winters, your Punisher batons would be ideal.
Oh yeah.
As a weapon to take. I think your captain's baton, which I've handed out 2 of them now. Probably not.
No, it literally looks like a Battlefleet Ultramar command baton.
Yes, because it is.
It is, yes. um,
I think because it's Festus, and also because they have that damn book, I probably shouldn't go. Because I doubt Festus would even agree to let me come.
Also, you were the one that ripped out their page, so
yes,
they
but
were-
Well, it's
That's
not.
a minor detail.
It's not. So personal opinions on the matter don't really come into it. This is
No,
work
I
for
was
the
talking
Inquisition
about-
and
I was
Yeah, but
talking
like-
about wouldn't he be caught on camera? Or am I
well, if you're
expecting too
all in,
much?
if you're all in robes, then no, it's not really going to matter unless he has a reason for his robe to come off his head, or if someone actually sees his face and notices him. And that's what disguise.
also we have
for.
Liliana, which can
Fair
do
enough.
disguises again.
Yeah.
So there's no reason anyone can't, but there are reasons why you might not want to. You know, like for example, Ezio might want to do Overwatch and be someone on the outside, but you are a sneaky bugger, so you being on the inside and being able to disappear off into a room and rummage through documents isn't a bad option. The numbers of people who can get in is quite large because it's the ecclesiarchy. For like, one of you can just be holding a censer bearer wafting incense, one of you can just be holding a golden aquila, whilst one of you's holding the book, and you're all essential. You know.
Technically speaking, I don't even have to disguise myself as much this time because of how good the disguise was last time.
We can disguise Mordecai as the altar boy. Yes, this is all working.
Oh God.
Does Ecclesiarchy have
I mean,
masks?
I would like to
persons?
come in because I'm quite, you know.
You could use that. You could
I've
use that skill.
I've got a lot. Yeah, good. You use that tradecraft fucking strip dancing or whatever.
Great stripping, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I would like to go because it's, you know, I've got a couple more lords. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable about what not to do. But also kind of I'm mostly a close-up person, so me being on the outside is not ideal.
Yeah. When it comes to Festus, this is you guys bringing up a plan and going, right, Festus, we need your help on this, and you're the A team essentially. The others are all, you know, supplementary to
Support.
you. Yeah, supporting you. So yeah, don't worry about any opinions he has. You just do have to deal with Festus. That's all, because Festus is Festus.
Yeah, I could be his little kicking boy or whatever, the one that just kicks around.
You just hold the book.
Return to Sonic Masochism.
Would he even let me hold the book?
No.
It's for the God
Don't.
Emperors. It's for the God Emperor. He'll do anything. I'm in the Inquisition now. We must do what we must.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
I'd like to go if possible.
Yeah, by all means. Yeah, like I said, everyone and anyone can go. It's just the level of your disguise. For you as a normal human, you're not.
Duty robes for the tech priest, for Winters, but
I don't know how this would work with a tech priest, but I can technically cast flash shape on the tech priest to make her more.
No, you will not.
You'd
Normal?
only be moving the flesh. You can't make the flesh flow over the cybernetics. You know, to bring the cybernetics in. You're only really able to change what's there, if you get what I mean. So if they knew what Winter's face was like, you could change the facial features so that what's human of her face can move, but you can't move the metal.
Yeah, that's why like I said, I don't know how. Because if you're human, that's easy. You just push this here, push this there.
Highest rating of that skill with the highest Psyniscience, I would probably give it to you that yeah, you can just manipulate the flesh and bend it over to hide cybernetic eyes. But at that point, we're talking like level 9 or 10 psi rating, and maximum input into that skill.
There's
the
an
highest
actual
level.
list.
Yeah,
There is a
it does
list
say.
for sure.
Yeah, I
But, like,
have seen it. So, but for that, you're actually like moving flesh over cybernetics. That's why I was like, it's such a big one, because I think the highest one you can literally be like, oh, I want to look like the Lord Commander of the Segmentum. Bing, I've got a photo of him. Excellent.
I mean, Side Rating 10 and can morph a target to no longer appear human. So,
Yeah, but in Imperial stat, actually, not to be human.
I mean,
Touch you,
Side
make you
Rating
look like a
10.
chaos.
I'm not. I mean, I could make someone look like, say, a dog.
Think you're
It's
now
not very
chaos
human.
spawn.
I don't like someone. When I reach Side Rating 10 and I don't like someone, I'm gonna shapeshift that person into a chaos spawn and run away and let people deal with it.
Just as long as no one says the words Chaos Spawn, you'll be fine.
Glorious.
See, there you go.
So, yeah, you can, but then they've never seen Winters before, so you wouldn't need to actually change her face.
Again, I was asking. It's not that I want to change because people know how she looks like. It's more to make her not look as much as a Mechanicus, but that's not something that is possible easily with the current siren that I have. Plus, that would also mean Winters, if Inters agreed to it or not, and stuff like that.
No touchy with the weird.
I have never failed in my hierarchic skills once. Not once.
Oh,
So
Nuffle.
you're telling me you're gonna fail the next one?
Nuffle,
Even
you
if
heard
I
the
do
challenge.
fail.
You heard the challenge, Nuffle. You have to accept.
Here's the thing, though. Even if I do fail, I have the fail switch to block it. So
And get, like, struck in the head.
yeah, better than making the entire room covered in blood.
True.
So,
that was the best situation for it. You can get heavy robes, which will help to bulk out Winter's body, so you don't see the objects.
Yeah, go for some heavy robes. Keep the hood up and everything. We'll the rest of us will maintain it. The hood's up. All that good shit.
So, how much do you want to devote money-wise to add-ons? Let's say it's 15
good amount,
robes for
good
the robes. Well, you're meant to be like assistants. You're carrying a book. You're not. He's going to be all dressed up to the nine in his vestments, but you're kind of just the plebeians who follow him about. So yeah.
Well, not like best quality. We do need some decent robes that, while they might not look pristine or whatever, they're at least serviceable, heavy enough to hide gear should be needed, and Mechanicus stuff, etc., etc.
Every time something like this happens, I'm always extremely happy that I spent something like 10 grand to get my armor. Because I don't have to worry about that. So just give me a nice, sweet robe for the occasion, and there you go.
So, I've had an idea, but maybe we'll talk about that later. Because this is probably more for combat missions rather than sneaky missions.
I think I need a whip.
I don't know why we need to go in through the front door anyway.
No, technically don't.
Yeah, you don't. If you wanted to go through the roof, you can.
This is just a way for us to get in again, semi sneakily, and have a legal reason to do so. We could split off into
Galaxy
two
of
teams.
Time.
One is a stealth team, the other's a distraction team, essentially.
I think it's the Rogue Trader book. No, it's the only war book that gives you vestments, but then that doesn't give you a price. Okay, we'll say your robes are going to cost you 50 thrones. They're nicer, so they're good quality robes for an extra 10 thrones each, so 60 thrones each. You'll get the belt, the robes. You'll get a it's not a particularly good one because although that might be Warhammer, but you'll basically get a censer that you can burn incense in. You'll get some incense, and you'll get some faith chains, and you can all get a silver Aquila on a chain if you don't have one already. If you don't, you're a heretic. But you know, one of you can have the cog. That's fine. That's fine. But most of you should have the Aquila. If you don't, filthy heretics. Beloved objects they should be. So
You know that sanctified vestments that are in the Oni Warbook are technically carapace armor?
Well, no, so I believe it says in the book also under uniform vestments.
Oh yeah, uniform vestments, yeah.
And I think I saw it there, and I was thinking that I saw it in a Dark Heresy book where it had a price. Because that's the issue. I need the ones with prices on so I can have a reference. But we'll say...
if you're looking for uniforms are in it. It's under gear.
I could only find clothes, and it said various.
Uniforms are under... Hang on, it's under tools, I think.
Oh, I was in gear. But I think it's under clothing, and it just says fucking various. Doesn't give you a price. It's like marvellous. That's really useful. Let's have a look at tools. Nope, unfortunately, I don't see it under tools. So yeah, we'll just say 60 thrones each, and that will get you. Yeah, no, it's 50 thrones for the robes, but it's then 10 thrones for all the other paraphernalia that you need to go with it, like the silver Aquilas, censer, faith chains, and just all the other weird things. Like you go, maybe you ring up Dodgy Dave, maybe you go down to the market yourself, and there's just lots of weird shit from the Imperium, like faith paper. So which is just little sheets of paper with a bit of the Holy Scripture written on it. In some on some worlds, they use these for healing charms. You know, mental shit like that. You're like, okay, no, that looks very holy. I'll take a bunch of them and, you know, stick them in there, and then I'll, you know, have my faith chain that I can wrap around my hand, and, you know, just to look more authentic.
Okay. So 60 thrones, or could I spend more for stuff?
60
I'm just gonna
thrones
note it
is
down.
all you need to spend to have a good, authentic, ecclesiastical, plebeian costume.
Okay.
So non-clothes and accessories for 60 thrones. There you go. I noted it down.
When you do all get dressed up, Winter's does still stand out a bit. Like the way the robe is laying on you know, where her Potentia coil is installed. You know, there might be a bit of a large bulge, or, you know, a misshapen back is, you know, where it's been installed and it's not perfectly centered, and it's not bad, but there will be a negative to basically search rolls for them to, sorry, it's a positive on their end. So they will have a positive of probably a +10. Yeah, I should imagine a +10.
Why don't I run technical support instead?
They need someone to install the leech into the building, and none of them are technically the technical aptitudes to perform such a task.
could, technically. I have like
Can I
37.
not-
I have
Can I
textures.
not just show them how it's done until they get it?
I don't actually have.
Well, that defeats
I-
the object of XP and having the ability tech use.
I don't want to, but I could in theory buy tech use, and I have 4 intelligence.
Yeah, you can teach
we
them
could
how
also-
to do it.
You can
and-
also.
But for you to do it, Winters, it's quite an easy system of, right, I cut into the wire here, I attach this here, I attach this onto this wire, I do this here, and whereas for them, it's opening up a box of wires which they've never seen before. Well, they shouldn't, otherwise they're heretics. So you can train them, they can buy tech use, and then you don't need to go in, and you can just run technical for them.
We could do that thing. I forgot who said it. And do 2 teams: a sneaky team and a distraction team. The praise team being the distraction team. But that would open a different can of worms, because then we'd be splitting the party and stuff like that.
Also, as far as I know, I'm the only sneaky kid here.
No.
Well, aside from the ninja.
Hey.
I mean, that is indeed true. I would never be a sneaky person in this situation. I'd be the distraction team. But
We have ninja.
We have ninja, yeah. I also have 53 in fucking stealth.
I stand corrected. Also, roll 20. Bugger off.
Oh boy.
how much would it cost for me to get a flail of chastisement?
Look
It
at
fits.
Your immortal soul and your first 2 children.
Never happening then.
Straight to the ecclesiarchy.
I could get a swastika cane. Just bat people with a cane if shit comes to shit does happen. Just saw it out.
oh boy.
No, sorry. Sorry.
You could get a primitive flail, and that would account for a self-defense weapon for an ecclesiarchal member. A primitive one, mind you, but you could. Rather fitting.
I mean, I could always just get a stick too, right? So,
A stick.
yeah, a beating stick.
You could just use a Punisher baton, yes.
Yeah, that's a simple way to do it.
I don't know what this. I don't know what this stick is. Maybe it's something you saw in an agri world once.
I mean, I
Yeah, I
have
don't
a
think I've ever been to an agri world.
Yeah, you
We
did.
have. We have.
You went to the village of
Oh, yeah,
Corn, which was an agri world.
we did. You're right. I'm sorry. I just
We
remember
even
that place
spoke
and the
about
place.
it this session.
You're right. Sorry, my brain is failing me. Okay, my
Oh,
apologies.
Oh, that's all right, dude.
I forgot about that place.
So I'm not
Oh,
going
boy.
to be mean anymore, because why don't you just wrap bandages on Winters? Why don't you just cover her in bandages under the robes so it looks like she's got a hump?
Could do that too. I didn't even think of that. I just didn't want to say Hunchback, Notre Dame style, but
Just say it.
wouldn't it-
Why wouldn't you say it?
I'm afraid of someone poking her and feeling the metal.
Who pokes the hunchback? Oh, are you sure he's real?
Who pokes an ecclesiarchal hunchback?
I don't know. Dumb children that are running around.
Yes, the children who are whipped and beaten into fucking submission so they're more malleable in the training. Yes, those are definitely running around like normal children.
Hey man, you never. Someone may roll a 99 or 100. They just may get tempted to do it.
You know what? I feel tempted to grab my. I feel tempted to grab my shoe and beat that random hunchback over there.
Willpower test, not to poke the hunchback.
Hey man, you know how Nova works. Never say never.
As a walking stick as well.
Oh my
Hey, what?
god, that was
Who
good
now?
laugh.
Yeah, Winters. We use the Punisher pattern as like a walking stick.
Winters does not seem enthusiastic.
I wonder why.
Oh damn!
It's a
Can I
better
get a
option than
baptismal
having.
days?
It's a better option than having a psyker touch you. You can wrap the bandages
Hey.
yourself as you're a medic.
I have a better option. I just don't go inside.
Yeah. If we can get the sneaky guy in, he probably has tech use, does he?
Sneaky guy, I don't think so. He's already off.
God.
Like he left the building.
Oh,
He was like, "There's a
Jim.
mission for me. I'm off."
I know what.
So what was his name again? He's an outcast. So just there it goes. There it is. He does not. He has stealth, sleight of hand, dodge, deceive, awareness, and acrobatics.
Hmm.
He's technically done the least amount of shit out of all the Inquisitorial agents, because he just sods off every time. And he has an armored body glove, a chainsword, an auto pistol, and a sniper rifle with an injector and 2 doses of Obscura.
Oh boy. Okay.
So if he gets caught, he is kind of fucked.
Of course.
But then he's a sneaky boy, so he's not meant to get caught. He's meant to be.
Famous last words. I'm
No.
not meant to be-
He's doing quite
I
well.
want to
at the
get one of
moment.
those.
It is a melee weapon of the ecclesiarchy, so
Yeah, I want to get one of those. Holy shit. Scuradia. Yes.
Scuriada, I think.
Oh yes, it's a flagellant whip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guess what talent I have?
The self-flagellation. Marvelous. Rather than self-flagellation, which is something no, self-flagellation.
Self-flatulence.
No. There's one. If you've seen the In-Betweeners movie, you'll the master of self-afflatio. That's the one I think.
Self-flagellation. No. No.
Oh, fuck!
Oh boy, no, not that. I'm not a master of that.
Oh fuck hell.
I'm not certain if I should be glad I'm missing the context or if I
Google it.
or if I should know
dare
this.
you. Don't. It's gross. You can all vote. You can all do it out there though on your mum's computers. Go and.
No.
Alejandro self. No. So
Could I get a hold of those? Where is that, Jim?
technically,
This would be
that's-
Blood of the Martyrs, Dark Heresy, first edition. Page 160.
technically,
Sorry,
that's
17.
just something you make, or you can just make, because it is literally a strip of cloth or leather with knots tied in it.
It is considered scarce. Like the
Shouldn't it
baptismal
be
hammer,
class?
Flash mace.
No. It's for self. Well, it's for whipping people and self-flagellation. So it's not particularly meant to be devastatingly.
It has no damage value.
Well, there you go.
It's literally zero impact.
The reason it would be like you wouldn't be getting these ones, because obviously the ones that come from the ecclesiarchy are well, this strip of leather has soaked in holy water and then been placed upon the holy altar of Saint Balastine, whose little toe was lost to the great heretic. There's a lot of pomp and ceremony, much like the Mechanicus, that goes into ecclesiarchal gear as well. But you could make one, and it would just be a rip-off one. What does the effect do when the character strengthens?
Hey, you could always use the miracle blood to blast it.
I don't think we're actually trying to summon demons out of characters.
Hey, Festus himself declared it to be a miracle blood, so technically speaking, it is blast.
It's not a demon, it's a saint.
So
Yeah,
you could
it's like-
By
easily
the tentacles.
you could easily make one as a rip-off. To get one from the ecclesiarchy, you probably could on this world. They would probably sell them at ecclesiarchal. I don't want to say actually in the church. The ecclesiarchy are kind of money-grabbing bastards. No, well, in the church, in the good church of the God Emperor, there's probably a shop where they sell shit that can go to the public. I don't see why you couldn't get it, because it's not exactly expensive. So I tell you what, anyone who wants one, give me an influence roll with a +20.
This is for a flagellator.
Yes.
Hey!
I don't actually want it, so
I mean, with what I asked for earlier, I'm kind of, I kind of do want one, so that's why I'm looking for it. Especially if it matches up with skills and shit.
So yeah,
Oh,
that
I
is,
thought, I thought of the baptismal mace, but I don't know if that's allowed to me.
no, if you're looking, like, this is stuff you can get from the ecclesiarchal as a civilian. Like, that thing is something that Darius can walk into the temple and, ask them, have you got any of these? I want to purify my soul for the God Emperor. And they're like, well, let me have a look, good sir. Oh, yes, look, we have one of these. Yes, this will be 5 thrones. And, or donations to the Emperor's church is very appreciated. 5 thrones.
I'm not getting the baptismal mace. No chance.
Because they're not going to sell weapons to civilians. Not going to be like, oh yes, it's good sir, I'd like a holy mace. Like, of course, civilian, have.
Yeah. I mean, while it could be used as a weapon, it's literally like it qualifies itself as not being that good of a weapon. It's only your strength bonus and damage. It's not even 1d10.
It's literally zero impact.
Zero impact. It's strength bonus. But it's specifically, it's more of a tool than anything else.
Yes, and it is also primitive, but yeah, that's
And
how it works. Flexible is a bit of a weird one. It's like, it's difficult to dodge. I suppose if you've got a strength bonus of, well, if Bobby got one, it would hurt a fucking lot.
Yeah.
He's just whipping some poor bastard.
Bobby's stuck
You rips an arm off.
Bobby's stuck somewhere across the galaxy. He's not here.
Bobby's currently probably not alive yet. Probably still too young to be that.
I was just thinking of the strength bonus that's added on, and he's got the high strength bonus that I know at the moment, which is something like 8.
Technically speaking,
So-
if Mordecai casts Hammer Blower, I forget the name of the talent, the magic spell.
Yeah.
That could technically speaking work wonders.
That is also true. So by all means, Darius, you have one of them. Add to your inventory.
But that one's special rules as well.
So yeah, if one of you wants to buy the skill tech use, so then Winters doesn't have to go along, by all means you can do that. Otherwise you will either want to disguise Winters a little bit, or you'll want to really work on surrounding her when you go in, so she's the least noticeable of the group, or the least visible.
Let me check. I'm saving XP because everything is expensive and I have nothing to grab. But if Winters really doesn't want to go, but we probably should. But like, I might get it. I just don't know how expensive it would be for me.
Let me
I
see.
mean, it wouldn't be. I was thinking picking it up anyway, but I do need. I don't have
It's
the XP right now.
intelligence and tech.
Yeah.
I only have intelligence.
I can't afford it. I don't think I have intelligence, at least. But that doesn't really matter.
Actually, no, I could afford it right now.
It's 200 for me. I can afford it. It's just that I need 1,000 XP currently.
Don't forget, we still have a couple of days to go, so we can still do prep and work and stuff like this. So
yeah, it's just so tomorrow or next episode, you have your meeting with Ceres, and then the part after that is going into your infiltration of the Skolam. So this is just where you're getting all your bits and bobs in order. So if I'm right in saying, we're going to have a Darius, we're going to have a Liliana, a Mordecai, an Ezio, and as of now, unknown if Winters will be coming along or not. All of you have your regalia to go along with your newfound role. Pretty much as long as none of you tries to bring any large equipment with you, you're going to blend in just fine. You have all the odds and ends. Winters is the only question mark there.
Large equipment. God fucking damn it.
Depends if we're going on weight. I'm sure if they got you on a scale, they'd be like, hang on, this is not a normal human.
If they got me on a scale, I would cheat.
Yeah, that's true as well.
This is also true.
Wow, you weigh nothing.
Is the levitation thing noisy?
Sounds like constant farts. The entire time is just.
I'm not. I would have to read through the wording on it if it has a noise, or I'd have to read through.
It doesn't specify.
So the next place I would look for then is servo skulls, because they're the only other like anti-gravitic technology that I know mentioned in it. So genuinely, I normally have servo skulls making a humming sound, so it's like as they're going along. So there would be, I imagine there'd be some sort of noise of technology kicking into gear. But
I'll
again,
go
that's
find
on,
the cybernetic because I don't remember the exact description.
because that's, I mean, this is mainly figuratively. If they would notice if you turned on your hovery thing whilst on a scale. It's kind of a mute point. Never mind.
Billows out as the kind of pushes the air away from you. Oh, hey.
They just notice that all the dust suddenly blows up from underneath you, like, hang on a minute.
Imagine they go, yes, go through this metal detector. Please remove all your metal bits.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Because I believe there would be a sound, but then it's obviously not written in there. I don't know how it would affect your stealth. If you were to like attempt to stealth, for example. I imagine there would be a noise, but nah. I will come to that chasm when the time is right. Not now. So yeah, you have all your things set up and ready. Is there anything else you want to do in this session?
How much? We're still the same day, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're still on the 14th.
Right,
So,
because I
Ezio,
can't get into roll 20, so
So you have been involved in the chat. You can either be on comms, or the group can have this conversation in their or in your penthouse suite, and they just leave the door open. So can you hear us in here, Ezio? Yeah, cool.
I imagine I would have seated myself at the table.
You're still heavily wounded. Just
No, I
relax.
think
It's just a
relax.
flesh wound.
I think he's only 1 point away from being back into lightly wounded, and then
Yes.
away.
So I do want to look into something.
Sure.
Well, no, actually, I think I need an RP moment before I do that. To be honest.
RP
You know,
moments are fun.
You fancy some drinks? Oh, God.
Dear.
What could possibly go wrong?
Bup, bup, bup.
Last
If
time
you're drinking, drink.
I lost a hand. Just saying.
I beg of you, do not drink.
Gair did lose a hand.
Yep.
He didn't nearly. He did.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. If only his overlords would actually equip them properly, but they don't. They just waste their money on boozing it up. Terrible.
If only his overlords weren't shooting at a stripper pole, making dumb, very dumb choices with their lives.
No, they enjoyed that. They thought that was great. It was just their cheap equipment that they have problems with.
So after some of the planning, and we just decided to plan later.
How much would it be to increase their equipment?
We're not to buy it. That's
Yeah, you've got to buy it.
usual.
So it's whatever price you would pay times by. I think you have 18
Lots of
individuals
people,
so at the moment.
So it's.
Oh no! You've got some more. You've got 23.
Oh yeah, we got some more actually.
You got 23 in total.
14,
So 23 auto guns at 100 each is 2,300. So.
Oh, I think I can even pay that out of my pocket.
I mean, it just it depends on what you guys want to equip them with. At
The scalp taker's
moment,
all right. It's the Ripper clip that's the one that's really bad. The scalp taker's actually grand. I use it a lot.
yeah,
How
they
much
have.
would it be for 23 scalp takers?
They have scalp takers.
Oh no, they have scalp taker. Not all of them have a scalp taker.
Yeah, basically just get rid of the unreliable ones. The ones that blow up in your hand.
Because at the moment they've got basically they're all pretty much the same. They have scalp takers and ripper clips and clubs, just like the most basic of basic loot equipment. Plus they have black uniforms and they have
A hacker.
Money.
No, they were taught the hacker. They have 42 stub rounds between them all. What is
Oh
that
yeah, the
each?
fighters got more Ripper clips because that's what they looted off those Acid Riot remnants.
Yeah, that's what the Talon fighters. They've got extra Ripper clips and technically some extra clubs, if any. The problem is they aren't gaining people; they're losing people constantly. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would go out recruiting, but I'm in bed.
Yes. But there's a thing for another day. I will say that after we're finished the first day of planning and we're getting most things underway, waiting for intel to come back from the scout and everything else, I will happily sit my ass down and ask who wants to have a couple of drinks then.
I'm injured. I don't think I'm allowed to drink.
of course you are. It's the Imperium.
Who wants to drink?
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Also, before you drink, throw your guns into the armory.
No.
I mean, sure, I'll have a drink. What could possibly go wrong if the medic is drunk?
Oh, Jesus.
If you want to have a drink in the possible RP moment next time, join me at this table.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Mandy
no.
sees
Oh, man.
sees Darius going over to a table and ordering drinks, and she nods, goes over to the door, turns the close sign out. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I even told the barmaid, I forgot her name, figure out.
Stripper.
I believe it's Mandy. Oh
You
no,
know,
it's on
if
the
he starts
Razor
drinking
Cord.
again, cut him off before he gets unwieldy.
I don't get unwieldy traits. I get the unwieldy talent.
It's Mandy. In the Raven Court tab under NPCs, they're your bar NPCs. So you've got Mandy currently.
Mandy,
that's
the name. That's the name.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's it, barmaid. Raven manager. Someone has put here.
Oh boy.
So would you like to do your drunken RP this week, or do you want to save that little
Probably,
nugget for next?
looking at the time, probably next week because. Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay,
gonna-
we'll
it'll probably
save
run on
that
a while.
one. We'll save that tasty little nugget for next week. So yes, if the players move themselves over, if they would like to have a tipple, for the next time, and
Can I
we
go
will-
over to observe?
Oh yeah, Etsu's technically not here.
Oh,
So
you'll be awake. You know, I'm not saying you won't be awake. You just won't be drinking.
No, I'm sorry, Albie's not in roll 20, so he can't actually move his token.
Ah, yes, good point. So, yeah, you can hear what's going on at the very least. So yes, we will next session we will have a drinky poo and see what comes out with some RP. We will have a lower noble gang leader making an appearance to have a chat with our crew,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see how that goes. And then after that, the chaos begins when they try to infiltrate a building. I'm sure nothing will go wrong there. I'm sure it will all go fine. No problems whatsoever. So yes, thank you all so much for watching. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this episode. Sadly, there is no more Thursday game until I believe it's the 7th of the new year. So no more games this week, although there may be a drunken stream coming up at one point. I might degrade myself and get pissed on camera. You can all see me making cocktails because I'm an absolute ponce when it comes to that. I can't just sit drinking beer or vodka. No. Make something nice. So yes, I will see you all in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
That's the one.